Hello Earth signs. So this is your career, work, path and purpose reading. The reason it's kind of all falling into one is because people who get readings are generally on a spiritual path, which makes them aware that these things are interlinked. You know, your career and your work generally tends to head in a direction that falls in line with your spiritual path. And for those that doesn't, may experience resistance, things like that. So yeah, I'm just being guided to do it this way in order to help sort of clear up those connections and maybe help people see where things are headed, that sort of thing. So for this, I've used the Akashic Tarot and done the pyramid spread, which I love this spread for, well, it's just a great spread all around. And I've pulled the initial spread prior to recording so I can analyse it, because I don't know all the meanings of the cards off by heart, and I'd be here forever and a day going through them, interlinking them. So yeah, it makes sense to do it this way, and then I'll take clarifiers to further dig into it. How this spread works: in the bottom row we've got the foundation. This is what's been setting you up, or will set you up, or has been providing a basis for the situation we're looking at, which in this case is your career, your work, your path and your purpose. This can show up things that like what tools you're meant to have learned along the way, and what things may have been removed, that kind of thing. And then we've got the central row, which the very centre card is, it's sort of where you're at right now in the central point of the reading. It's kind of like everything that surrounds it. So this is like what kind of shows up the purpose, or like maybe what your ideal career path would be, depending on how it goes. But it's sort of the focal point of the reading, and then what we've got either side of it is what's happening around you at this time to bring you into that position. And then at the top we've got the pinnacle of the reading, like the outcome, like the highest possible outcome for whatever we've got here. Works out slightly differently depending on the direction of the readings. So yeah, without further ado, I'll go into what I've got here. And what I can say is this foundation row is just absolutely brilliant. And it has flagged up. I'm fairly convinced that for the majority this is directly linked to the water signs reading. I'll know better when I'm pulling the clarifiers. But we've got a number of the same cards, and the stories seem to be linked to a point. It nuts and bolts, the water signs reading was twin flame mission, but it seemed to be there was still some awakening and things going on. And some of the cards, one of the cards that appeared in the centre of the water signs reading is in the foundation here. And then we've got what was at the pinnacle of the reading down here as well. So it's almost, to me, as though that water sign reading is kind of catching up with the energy. We've got a bit of the same energy in the middle here as well that matches it up, and it kind of seems to me that the two are linked. It's almost like the energy in the water signs reading is kind of catching up to the energy in this earth sign reading, but you'll understand what I mean as we go. So I'll explain this foundation row, and we've got the Six of Keys, which is the increscent moon card, and it's a similar energy to the Eight of Pentacles. It's about working really, really hard and putting loads of effort in, and knowing that your abundance is going to come. It's like having worked really hard at mastering something. That was in the centre of the water signs reading, alongside this card, which we'll get more into in a minute. So it feels like, for me, like I say, that where it's connected to where these two readings are connected, this is showing me that perhaps the earth sign in this side that's where the water sign's trying to catch up. They're trying to get to the same place that's in the foundation of this reading. So yeah, working really, really hard on something, abundance is coming, so you've been working really, really hard towards setting yourself up for that. We've also got setting your course, which it can be about collaboration with others, but it's very much about being on your path and being in alignment. You know, so with this other card, it's like you've been working really, really hard and you are in alignment and on course. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You're looking towards your future, making plans. It's similar energy to the Three of Wands. Sort of like where ships sort of coming in type of thing. Everything's like looking, you kind of know where you're headed sort of thing. We've also got number 11 from this major arcana, Ark of the Covenant, which is about mostly over karmic contracts. This is you've been working really, really hard on everything you've been doing at a spiritual and soul level and materially. You're in really good alignment. In a lot of cases, it's like there may not be any karma left to clear, you know, like you've worked really hard in putting that in balance, which is an amazing energy. And so like between those, this is like in so much alignment, in so much perfect position, what you've been doing, laying your foundation, it's just a perfect foundation, you know. But with that, we've also got the King of Roses, which is similar to a King of Cups energy. And it is very much a committed relationship. So for a lot of you, this has been putting in work with partners and relationships and healing and making yourself prepared for committed relationships coming in. May like be sort of like healing karma and things like that as well in some cases. But yeah, in your foundation, it's been very much setting you up for this King of Love energy to come in. This is what your foundation is and has been, and it's been all about setting you up for this. It's just aligned, so aligned. So taking a look at this next row, and we have the Paths Unknown card. Now this card asks you to keep an open mind as to, it says you've been walking the path that you know up to this point, which would make sense with this foundation. You know, you've been working really, really hard to make sense of things, to set a path, to set a direction. Here's your little bit of a curveball, because this card is saying to you, up to now you've been walking the path that you know, but there's a surprise coming in. You're going to be walking a path that you don't know. And it's nothing to be afraid of, because it's way better than anything you could have imagined. Now, like I said, this card was in the centre of the water signs reading. So, of course, because that's what you're being asked to be aware of as well, it seems that this unknown path may involve the two of you. And as it was sort of with this, it's like, I feel like you've done all the work around it that's going to allow you to walk that path. There was more work needed with the water sign reading on sort of being more open-minded. I feel like all this has kind of set you up in a position where you can walk that unknown path without so much fear. But what came out with it in this one, which is interesting as well, because this is also an 8, as was that one, and the water signs reading ended with 2 8s at the top of it. So we've got 2 8s here as well. This card is the 8 of Roses, Sangha Community. And I absolutely love this card in this deck. It's one of the few that I do remember off by heart. It's got various different symbols in it. I'm trying to bring up the camera. Where are we? We've got things like Caduceus, the Scarab, there's the Star of David, there's pentagrams, there's all sorts of various different symbolism in here. And this card talks about, it can be people from, it's about having people from different backgrounds and different, like, traditions and things like that, being able to not clash over the things that they're you know, the way that everybody's got sort of respect for each other's diversity. And interestingly enough, it was a diversity card that came out for water signs, along with this path unknown. So they're being asked to walk an unknown path that's going to be a lot more, you know, they need to learn some diversity and open-mindedness. This card is about having that diversity and open-mindedness, coming together with people of your own beliefs and your own understandings and your own community. But it's also going beyond that as well, like sort of understanding and respecting and coming together with others of different like faiths, beliefs, traditions, backgrounds and what have you. So with this Paths Unknown card and this one, I think very, very similarly to the water signs card, is asking you to have an open mind and not to hold on to your own beliefs, because the path that you've walked up till now and the beliefs that you've held on to, it's going to be cracked wide open with this. Yeah, so basically it's been setting you up to walk an unknown path, but it's going to be of a very sort of open, diverse nature. You'll be working with people at large from all kinds of different backgrounds, so you really need to sort of not cling too much to, it's like having all this different diverse information and knowing that this path is going to put you, this unknown path that you're going to be walking, it's going to put you in touch with all this different information and all these different communities and all these different people. It's just an incredible energy. Central to the reading, and this is another reason where I think this links in with the water signs reading, because we have the Queen of Roses. So of course, if this is yourself, and we've got divine counterparts. So if this has been preparing for this King of Roses to come in, you are this Queen of Roses. This is asking you to embody this energy. Open, loving, kind, compassionate, in balance with your intuition and your emotions. It's like, to walk this path, this diverse path, you're going to need to be all those things. And everything that you've learned up to this point has been bringing you to this Queen of Roses energy. So yeah, that's where that is at. Also going on around you, you've got the waterfall, and this again, this is a really, really powerful card. It's the Six of Forces. It's the waterfall it's basically overflowing with psychic energy, power, magic. It asks you to stand fully in your power and be, you know, the river heading up to the waterfall. It carves its way out through the landscape and nothing will stop it. And then when it comes to the edge, you know, we've got this fool energy almost. When it comes to the edge, it free falls over the edge, but it doesn't hit the bottom. It shapes the bottom to is deep. The depths will go as deep as it wants to. So this is like metaphorically asking you to dive right in and no bottom, no limits. It's really powerful. You know, obviously water being intuitions and psychic power and psychic energy. Queen of Roses being similar to a Queen of Cups energy. This is like really, really powerful, overflowing with power. So yeah, it's really asking you to stand in your power and in your energy, but remain open to this unknown path that's going to bring you into contact with all these different people and all these different communities. There's a real sort of power edge to this. At the pinnacle of that, we have the Four of Keys, clearing the way. So this card asks you to, well, it means that the way is being cleared, very similar to the waterfall. Nothing will hold it back. It will find a way through. This card asks you not to, it's similar to the Four of Pentacles in that if you try to force it too much, you may find more resistance, but just sitting back passively and doing nothing it's not going to do anything either. So it's where this waterfall energy is coming in. You need to be very, very much standing in your power and ready to carve your way forward, but do it using your skills and your powers that you've learned now, using your intellect and using your charm and using your intelligence, and the way he's being cleared for you. And let me lift this up. The way he's being cleared, bring these nearer. And you see the similarity. The way he's being cleared on this unknown path. The way he's being cleared for you to walk this path unknown. It's just absolutely amazing energy. Quite breathtaking, and I was feeling a little bit breathless with water signs as well. It's like an excitement type energy that I've got coming with it. So yeah, the way he's being cleared, it's like the waterfall will find its way through. It won't give up, it won't back down, but it will follow the path of least resistance too. So, everything that you've been learning has been bringing you to this point. The way he's being cleared, be ready to follow. You need to follow your intuition, you need to follow that water. So yeah, not really a lot more to say. I'm going to dig in a bit deeper, see what we can find out. So what is this Six of Keys trying to tell us? So I feel very much that for some, where it's earth and water combined, like I said, it's not going to be for everybody, it's going to be for a very, very few, but we are talking of twin flame missions and soul connections. It's come out across earth and water, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. It's going to be, but that's basically what that boils down to. So with the Six of Keys, we've got the Ten of Swords and the Four of Swords. So some kind of betrayal, backstabbing type of energy, and the Four of Swords being like rest, healing, meditation. So yeah, you've been healing. There's been healing, healing, rest, coming to understanding after basically really, really tough times, especially like psychologically. What is this? Setting your course. So you walked away from difficulties and things, and you sort of come to be at peace. You've learned peace after, that Ten of Swords energy. The High Priestess on the Setting Your Course card. So you've been using your intuition to help you find your way through, to help you set your course. You've been, she's a teacher. She's got sat there with the Torah on her lap, and then interestingly enough, we've got the Ark of the Covenant there. You've been doing deep, insightful, spiritual learning. It's been keeping you on path. Note how, as well, as I've said that, the 11 and the 2 above the High Priestess, that looks like an 11. This is very, very deep. It's a really, powerful sort of soul contract, big mission type feeling with this. This is like spiritual leadership. Christ, it is as well, isn't it? That's exactly what it is. With the paths unknown. And then the community card, it's some kind of spiritual leadership, literally being the High Priestess. You've been setting on course and learning everything you need to learn to stand in your power with that. Wow. I've literally started tingling all over as well. This is like literally you on course to becoming the High Priestess. It's like it's guidance, it's guiding the way for others, it's shining, it's being, light worker, way shower. Okay, so what can we find out about this Ark of the Covenant? We've got Six of Swords, having walked away from turbulent times towards calmer shores, which reflecting in this, you've walked away from drama and left behind anything that isn't serving you. I'm going to take a clarifier for that as well, because I feel like there's another message with that I'm missing. Queen of Cups, look. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. It's been setting you up to become this. The Queen of Wands is very much sort of a spiritual guide to me. I say that in a lot of my readings when she comes up. She's very much a spiritual guide. You've got the earth and water, fire and water there. You know, she's got the emotions and in balance and check, and she's in the middle here as well. You've been really, really coming into your power. I feel that this is definitely more for feminines as well than it is for masculines, but not exclusively. You've been learning to balance those energies and learning to come into your power. Take one more card to clarify this bottom row. Anything else that wants to be said? King of Pentacles. Coming out with it as well. So, yeah, like with this King of Roses, that's kind of the King of Cups, King of Pentacles. So could be with me saying feminines, could be looking at earth sign masculines as well, but they're coming into the King of Cups energy. And we've got a Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Cups twice. Yeah, and with this as well, it's sort of like creating a stable foundation financially as well. It's like, I feel like your foundation is laid. There's no more groundwork sort of to be done. Right, let's have a look. It's 8 of Scrolls, 8 of Roses. Page of Wands, new spiritual quest. New direction that sets your soul on fire. You can't make this up. Yeah, it's... So this path's unknown. It's definitely a spiritual quest. Definitely a soul journey. And it's something new. It's something that you maybe haven't been aware of doing up to this point, but now you are. Or you will soon be. But it's like, no, the way's being cleared. You're just embodying this energy. Your foundation's laid. Be ready for it. So Queen of Roses, whoa. Queen of Pentacles has flipped. I'm going to take it. So now we've got... This is definitely confirming that we've got some like earth and water, masculine, feminine stuff going on. We've got divine counterparts coming out left, right and centre. So, yeah, Queen of Pentacles. See where this Queen of Roses kind of embodies a 2 as well? You see she's got all the roses here. And she's got the roses. It's like a crossover between the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. This is asking you to just... We've got all the queens now. Oh no, we don't have the Queen of Swords, do we? We've got 2 Queens of Cups. Well, to be fair, we've got the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. We've got a mixture of the 2 and the Queen of Wands. And just basically be the queen that you are. Embody that energy. What do we need to know? I was going to take one more. Oh no, I'm not going to take the one for the waterfall. In all the other readings, I went either side first and then into the middle. So we'll take one for the waterfall, then we'll come back into the middle. Whoa. Seven of Swords. So strategy. This could be asking you not to cut corners. And no sort of... You need to not be... And this could be wanting that there's some shady energy around. I'm going to get clarified for that. Let's try and turn over. 10 of Pentacles. Making a strategy. So I'm not really sure about how these are fitting in, to be fair. I mean, I am getting strategy with this 7 of Swords, but I feel it may be saying to remain in your integrity, whatever you're doing now. You know, there's no cutting corners or doing things by halves, especially if you want the long-term goal. It's like the waterfall, yeah, it will take the path of least resistance. Not really sure. I'll come back to that, I think. So tell me something about the Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Roses. Page of Cups. So, yeah, being open to this new path. Being open to emotional connections and things not looking the way you expected. There's a surprise coming. Be open to it. Four of Keys. What do we need to know about this? Clearing the way. Is this you clearing the way? Is this the way being cleared? And you just need to remain open. What do we need to know? Three of Pentacles. So that's like student and teacher kind of energy. And take one more. Ace of Swords, a breakthrough. So learning something new, or being open to learning something new that's going to give you a mental breakthrough, that's going to clear the way forward. Some incoming clarity about the whole thing that's going to clear the way and open up these paths unknown for you. We'll take one more for that. Yeah, Two of Swords. You're being guarded and you've got your blindfold on. You're not seeing something for what it is, but you may not have all the information yet. Like I say, it's going to be coming in from some... The information is coming in to allow you to let your guard down and make that decision. You just need to be open and aware and ready for it. I'm going to take one more for this bit and see what we can find out there. Take two more because we've got two turned over. Nine of Wands, so close to something. Maybe you're a bit battered and worn out, but know that it's like the waterfall, the river doesn't run out of energy. It's a dynamic force, so know that you're not going to run out of it. Four of Wands. So where twin flames are concerned, this could be some kind of union. But there's some kind of cause for celebration for others. Yeah. I mean, I've already seen 11-11. Once, although I know it's 2-11, but 11-11 and 11-11. So be open to that. Be open to seeing what comes along with the synchronicity 11-11. If you're seeing it, pay attention to what you're doing at the time. Maybe getting hints. So yeah, that's that for earth signs. Do let me know if this resonates. The information for personal readings and things like that will be in the drop down box. So yeah, thanks.